I'm Pat Kiernan. Welcome to Pat's Papers. Each day we go through U.S. newspapers, big and small, to bring you an idea of what the nation's talking about. Here's what we found today. The word came from the Obama administration this morning. The Wall Street Journal had predicted it at press time last night. Chrysler is going to be put into Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. That was one of the topics President Obama addressed last night as he talked to reporters about his first 100 days in office. He said he's very hopeful Chrysler can continue to be viable. USA Today coverage includes a quote about the president's desire to get out of the auto business. He said, "I've got 2 wars to run already. I got more than enough to do." Reflecting on that 100 Days news conference, New York Daily News columnist Michael Goodwin said he's nervous about what he's hearing from the president. He writes, "Confidence is great, but it is not a good thing for a president to have no doubts." I still don't really understand who Heidi and Spencer are, but I know now that the reality stars are honeymooning in Mexico, or at least were. They get my pick this morning for the most ridiculous photo, one that I feel compelled to share. I spotted the photo of the couple wearing nothing or little but their surgical masks in the New York Daily News. There's an online version you can link to at patspapers.com. Of course, the story behind the photo is a much more serious one. The World Health Organization raised the warning for swine flu to level 5 yesterday. That's on the front page of the New York Times and many other newspapers. President Obama advised Americans to wash your hands when you shake hands and cover your mouth when you cough. The Chicago Tribune has specifics about coughing technique this morning. It says covering your mouth with your hand is so 20th century. Experts now advise coughing into your sleeve. And the Washington Post devotes most of its front page to this story. That includes a detailed map showing the places where U.S. flu cases have been confirmed. Fascinating story in the New York Times from Rome today. The story is about Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi and the fact that he surrounds himself with young women who are not his wife. And in Italy, that's not the political liability it would be here. In fact, there are many who like him more because of it. There's a front page story in the Times about the Kentucky Derby. Even after the horse steroid controversy last year, the Times says going into this year's Derby, many top owners and trainers still resist discussing what legal medications their horses are receiving. And ahead of the race, the Louisville Courier-Journal has some predictions. One expert says, bet on Papa Clem and not on Derby favorite I Want Revenge. GPS systems are leaving the dashboard and finding their way into divorce courts. Private investigators are increasingly relying on these devices to confirm infidelity. A story in Alabama's Birmingham News says the reason they're becoming more popular is that they're less expensive. For about $100, you can put one of these GPS trackers into service. Finally, Matt Girauds got the boot last night on American Idol, 2 weeks after his wild card resurrection on the program. Los Angeles Times noting that Judge Simon Cowell was impressed by everyone performing this week. The paper calls this year's group the best Final 5 ever. We do this every day, and each morning we send out our email. It's a list of our favorite stories delivered straight to your email inbox. You can subscribe at patspapers.com. That's also where you'll find the links to all the stories I've talked about today.